case you're just joining us, this is still Good Morning Abuja on NT Channel 5, the Unity Station. Thank you so much for joining us. Now we have our first guest in the house. And guess what? We want to talk about youth and women, and I'm excited. Okay, so we want to discuss youth and women empowerment as a catalyst for economic growth and development. And we have someone who is the founder, CEO of Kaja Youth Empowerment Initiative in the person of Tina Oridi King. Tina, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you
And
for having me.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as
Yes,
well.
Happy New Year, because we are seeing for the first time.
Yes, that's right. That's
Thank
right.
you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
we are talking about youth and women empowerment. Okay. So when we talk about empowering the youth and the women, in just a simple way of explaining it, can you just do that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for having me.
Mm.
Yes, youth and women empowerment is it's an important topic to be discussed in our country. That we have a population of youth of almost 70% of youth, and you know the rate of youth in our society is from the age of 15 to 35 years of age.
Yes.
So that is a huge number of people, and empowering them requires giving them jobs. First of all, educating them. Make sure our youth and our women are educated.
That's very
Ensure
important.
that there is equality among our men and women, and presenting our women, empowering our women by giving them job in agriculture, in technology, to assist them in being productive in our society and culture.
Okay. So for you, how can this empowerment, contribute to our economic growth?
Absolutely. Youth are resilient people.
We are.
We are resilient people.
Nigerian youth,
That's
yeah.
correct. And with the kind of population we have in our youth, even when they are going through situations, you see them still striving to do better.
Yeah.
So with that kind, I always say to our people in my office that our youth are strong.
We
Our
are very,
youth,
very strong.
yes, and KGA, we are mainly made up of with women and youth as our staff.
Okay.
Because, for example, you can't go into somebody's backyard to hold a party without informing them first.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? We ensure that we partner with government and state government, federal government, to ensure that we bring jobs and education into the lives of our youth, to impact our youth and our women, and make sure that we give our women the resources they need, tools in the microfinancing, for example, agriculture, give them a farm, support system to enable them to produce food for their family and their communities. That is how we grow as a nation and as a society and as a culture.
Okay. Now, for you,
Yes.
what would you say are the key factors that are hindering this empowerment? Because we've heard a lot of empowerment. We want to empower the youth, we want to empower the women.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, you're beginning to wonder, there's no tangible, I'm sorry,
Yes.
no tangible result to
Yes.
that. So what would you say are some of the factors that are hindering this empowerment or the sources of this empowerment?
Yes. Let's deal with the impacts and what is actually depriving. As I have said before, when you are not well educated, and you are not given the proper educational environment to improve your life, it's more like you become despondent. Like, who am I and what am I? So impacting our youth and women will enable should encompass school infrastructure, and then giving them the right educational tools.
So what kind of empowerment do you give to the youth? What kind of empowerment?
Like skill building, skill acquisition, training them in, for example, photography, and computer, and what do you call it? Web design. That's the word. Coding and all that stuff. Yes, and then hiring some of them in our organization and empowering them within the organization to do the same to their fellow youth.
So after the
So,
training, do you
yes.
back it up with any financial
Yes,
advice
we
for them to
do.
back? Okay.
Yes, we do. We
Okay.
give currently, like I said, we're a new organization.
Oh, you said so.
So
Okay.
we really don't pay salary at the moment, you know, as an NGO.
Okay.
So we do give stipend
Oh,
to our,
okay.
yes, we
Okay.
cannot allow children to come and work for you and
And
they
you
go
don't give them
home. No,
anything?
no, we
Now
give
I
them,
was just trying to
no,
get.
absolutely. We give them stipend at the end of the month, ranging from 50K to
Wow.
to
Wow.
80K a month. Yes,
Wow.
that's what we do. Yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
That's
And
beautiful.
like, for example, if I go out with my staff, for example, the whole day, and they have, you know, been away with me, traveling from place to place, running errands and activities. At the end of the day, with them, even their monthly stipend, I also give them sometimes 5K, sometimes 6K at the end of the day,
To
just to
encourage them.
encourage them.
Yeah.
To encourage them.
Yeah, because
You know,
we see why
because
I'm
yes,
interested is
yes,
when you tell them come for computer training.
yes,
Transportation is not provided,
that's correct.
feeding is not provided. By the time they come 1 or 2 weeks, they stop.
That's right.
They stop because
Absolutely.
you know they need the
They
money.
need it.
They need money for transportation. They need money
Absolutely.
for
If
feeding.
not, then they will fall into that quick rich get rich quick scheme that they get into,
Thank
which we cannot accept.
You have answered.
Absolutely.
all
And this is the areas where we even need our government to even partner with us,
Yeah.
you know, to
Okay.
with you know, the right policies, enforce them,
Yes.
you know, to enable these children to come out of darkness. You know, our children cannot be doing that.
They cannot.
Absolutely not.
We're
And
just
parents, we are encouraging parents today to please keep our sons and daughters from the streets. Keep them from doing the wrong things because you are hungry.
Yeah.
If you are hungry, pray and then talk to an NGO to ensure that the NGOs are working with government to provide the needs of these families. But keep our children from the streets, from hawking, keep our youth from doing illegal business in order to get rich.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much. You have just said it all. And I wish other NGOs will emulate or join to do what you're doing. We'll find out that a lot of our youth will have something to do. And I want to also add that the government, please, it's what we're saying now, what we're hearing about our youth is not what we're supposed to hear.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely
we
not.
have all it takes. Our youth are just too intelligent for them to do what. So it's good for us to tap into this their intelligence. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
So we've been discussing youth empowerment as a catalyst for economic development, and you know definitely that's just what we need for our economic development. I'll be speaking with Tina with the King. She is the founder CEO Kaja Youth Empowerment Initiative. Thank you once more.
Thank you very much.
To Good Morning Abuja. It's good to know that you are still there. Welcome back. Now we want to talk about our purpose in life. Okay, we want to discuss finding you early. So what are we saying? Finding your purpose in life early. Please join me as I welcome a relationship coach in the house, and she's also an identity coach. And I'm wondering, the identity coach. Join me as I welcome Ochegbe Uleju Kate. Okay. Wow, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ma.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Wow, thank you. So let me start with, identity coach.
Yes, purpose identity coach.
Purpose identity coach. So what does that mean?
Okay, it's finding, just like the topic says, we help you find their God-given purpose, finding your identity, you, finding the you.
Finding the you
yes,
in
that's
you.
what we do. Yes, finding the you. Because
Okay.
there's so much about you.
Okay.
That's what a purpose identity coach is after. Helping you discover the you that you never know it exists.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that I discovered purpose very early. Yes, I've written 5 books. I'm just 26 years old, and I'm working on 3 of my books that are coming out in March.
Okay.
So, purpose has to do with your why in earth. And one of the unique way I like defining purpose is that unique reason why you are existing. There may be several persons doing the same thing, but there's a uniqueness in you. That's what makes you stand out. That's what we call purpose. So a lot of people don't know that there is more to them. Like I said, I discovered purpose early, but I had to struggle through life. Several times I dropped out of school because of school fees, just 800 naira then. But I discovered that there was something inside me that is bigger than whatsoever I'm seeing, right?
Wow.
I discovered that there is more to me than just the four walls of the
Walls
school.
of the school.
So
Yeah.
I began to write, just like the scripture says, because I'm a Christian, it says, write the vision and make it plain. It's
Yeah.
not enough that you have discovered it, you write it down. So I began writing. And when I'm writing, I see myself speaking to thousands of people. I saw myself from my teenagers speaking in a show like this. I've envisioned it. That's what purpose does. My mother will say, when purpose is involved, vision comes to life. It helps you see beyond the now, like
Yes,
beyond
you
what
see,
you
like
are
seeing
going
your
through. You
tomorrow.
are seeing yourself. I remember when we were staying in the bush with the Fulani, because the life was so tough. And in that bush, I will stand and I will be speaking to my future. Come on, I'll say, Kate, you are talking to the nations. You are inspiring youth. People are coming to know who they are through you. This your story is going to be an advantage to many. It's going to help people live life purposefully. So you see how purpose helps you in the midst of challenges. You are seeing what others cannot see, right? And last year something unique happened to me. I'll call it something unique. And this is my message to several young girls. I was supposed to get married last year, and I faced a particular disappointment. That's when I was preparing for this book launch. So I didn't stop there. Paul was helping me not to stop there and say, okay, I had a relationship. My relationship didn't work. So I should just lie down. No. But I have a purpose. Purpose reminds you of who you are, irrespective of what you do. I said, kid, you have to write the originals. You have a book, so you get to work.
Wow.
So I wrote this book and I launched it in June. That's my fifth book. And people were like, Kate, in the midst of that pain, you were able to do that. I said, no, you don't understand. Purpose is beckoning. When you discover purpose, you begin to realize that some emotional things have no hold over you again. You surpass a lot of things. You begin, there's a way you think.
I'm tempted to ask you, who is your mentor? Who are you listening to? Because I hope it's not what I'm. So who are you? Who is this mentor that is? Because everybody, you have someone that you listen to. Okay, a mentor. So who is your mentor? Who are you listening to?
Okay, I have three people I listen to. First of all, my mentor, Pastor Sidney Mahura. He's a purity man. He preaches about purity. And also I have my pastor, Pastor Ene Ndukwe, and I have Apostle Femi Lazarus, which is my pastor now. And when you say Apostle Femi Lazarus, it's all about purpose. Yes.
Okay, let's go. Okay, for somebody who is fighting to develop or to discover his or her own purpose in life. Okay, you just told a story of how you were in the bush, and then you refuse to see what is happening around you. You were seeing beyond that particular time or that moment or what you're facing. Okay, for someone who is in that fix or in that what will I call it, and wants to and has not been able to discover his or her purpose. So how would that person? What would the first step the person?
All right. There's one word I normally use for students. I'll tell them that everyone is born great. Everyone is a mindset. So what I have for that person is to tell that person that you should come out of that shell, because you can't remain there. If you remain there, you will go. You won't become what God has created you to be. I'm sorry that you had to go through that phase, but you cannot dwell there forever. Come out. There is more to you. I want you to see within you. See, this is not a motivation. When you speak like this, people feel that you're trying to motivate them. But there's something in you. I relate with young people on a daily basis that sometimes I will stand and speak. And when I see a particular young person, you don't necessarily need to talk. I can identify that there's something about this person. I can identify your uniqueness. So don't you think that part you are going through now? My pain, I tell people that my pain is the truth. I'm very young, but very dogged when it comes to pulling people out of the pit. That's because my pain has helped me. So that thing you are going through right now can be a tool that God has given to you that go and heal people. Get up. So if you are listening to yes, get up. shake off that dust or shake it off and move. And you will be glad. I'm telling you. My life is a living proof. I'm telling you. Several persons
I like this
knew how.
energy.
Yes, shake it off. Why are you crying?
Wow,
Why
wow,
are you crying?
wow,
There's no
wow.
need. There is more to
You,
it.
you know, the way you're talking now, you're telling the person, come out from. So you're indirectly saying to the person, you're not talking about the physical now.
Yeah.
You may be in an environment that you're not comfortable with,
Yeah.
but you are indirectly saying, don't dwell in there. Your mindset. That's what you're saying. And that's
Yes.
why we're talking about purpose. Now, talking to the Nigerian youth, you know a lot of things are happening. All right. You just said something that you are good at pulling someone out of a particular situation or being able to identify the greatness in a particular youth. So let's look at the Nigerian youth. Let's look at what is going on. What's your take from what you are hearing and you are seeing?
All right. I've waited for this opportunity for so long to speak to Nigerian youth. See, whatever you will become has nothing to do with Nigerian government. It's your mindset that is limiting. I told myself that yes, I'm in Nigeria, but there is more to me. There is a uniqueness I carry as an African that when I speak, we carry so much energy and audacity. When you see a Nigerian blood, you know there is so much you carry. Maybe you are just looking at the government and looking at things around you. Like I said, there was something God said to me. He said, "Kid, there is wealth in your uniqueness, and that uniqueness makes you stand out." So the reason why you are in the streets doing all you are doing as a Nigerian, all you do online is to drag people, drag government. That's not the problem. Discover you. They are not your problem. If you discover you are able to fix several sectors. Most of the invention you see today are people who decided to sit down and not look at the noise, the government and everything. No, if those people had to face the government and say, okay, let's fight government and this, they will not be productive. It's time for Nigeria to come back and discover themselves.
Okay, let's also look at the place of the government. Let's look at support system for the youth. So what would you say?
Okay, there was something I said in the NYC camp last year. I finished my service. Okay, last 2 years, yes. I was speaking to the government. I said that it's high time you empower the youth. We have a lot of talent. When I reach out to the youth, you just see a young boy, he's fixing electrical. That boy has never been to school. In fact, I know the boy that just finished secondary school, he knows how to program. Look at the Yahoo. Please, let's talk about it. Look at the Yahoo that is going on.
Intelligence.
Yes, the
It
intelligence.
takes intelligence for them
People
to
are
do
locking
Yahoo.
them up. You are wasting them. Stop. Bring them.
Tap
Ask them.
into
How
their
do you know
intelligence.
these things? This is me speaking to Nita now. See, call these people. Don't say, fine, this one you arrest them. No. There is something that God has put in them that you don't know. There's something about Africa that if we tap, if government try to bring the youths together,
Gather all the Yahoo boys
gather
together.
them, not arresting
tap
them, you
into their
arrest them.
intelligence.
That's all. That's all. You are silencing them. You are silencing that thing that God has put in them. So pick them, empower them, go to the street, empower these people. You know this person is unique. Don't make the person feel stranded. There's so many talents.
Honestly.
There's so many talents.
Honestly.
On this, they are just wasted. When I look at these young people, I feel like that boy I was telling you about right now is outside the country. Those people will carry our own. God created them for us, not for the US. God created those intelligence for us. But when we have good doctors, they pick them. And I'm like, what? Nigeria, we need those people. So you have to create a suitable environment for them to stay. Because people are running, but someone like me, I say I will not run. I will stay and build my country because I believe so much in Nigeria. Beyond words. Beyond words.
And I'm also of that school of thought that I will not run.
Yes, I will not run.
I'll stay behind to make sure that we build this nation. Kids, wow. Wow, there's so much energy. I'm enjoying this conversation because this is proudly Nigeria. You are saying to everyone, you're saying to the youth, please, chest out, chin up, and then make sure, whatever, even if you have failed, even if you have made mistakes, discover your purpose in life and make good use of it. Thank you so much. I'm giving you a clap. Thank you. And please keep doing what you're doing. Please keep reaching out to the youth. Please keep helping us to change their mindset. Thank you so much. So we've been speaking with Ochebe Olebuke. She is a relationship coach, a life coach, and purpose identity coach. I love that part. All right, please don't go anywhere. The program will continue after this. Welcome back. Okay, now we all know that the festive period is over. And if you are in the FCT, you will agree with me that we had smooth, our road was just smooth for us, smooth rides on our road. It's because the road safety in the FCT made sure that we had that smooth ride on our road. And they also made sure that people who do not consider other road users were taken care of. This morning, we want to talk about effect of reckless driving. Okay, we still want to hammer on it, and they are always ready to sensitize us to make sure that we do the right thing on our road. Please join me as I welcome CRC Sylvanus Epeyong. He is the Unit Head of Operation, Central Business District of Federal Road Safety Corps. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Happy New Year.
Same to you, man.
And thank you so much. Like we always do, we say thank you for doing what you are doing, because each time we go out, we see your men on the road, making sure that the road is safe for us. Okay, we will start by you updating us. Let's know how we fared.
You see, the festive period has been characterized with the higher increased number of vehicular movement.
Yeah.
And that has been the serious challenges to the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Nigerian at large, because these are the period people travel.
A lot, yeah.
And in FCT, we observe that apart from the exit routes of the city that were busy with the increased number of vehicular movements,
Okay.
the city center was calm
Yeah,
and quiet,
notice, yeah.
and the decrease in the vehicular movement make it a very scanty movement in the city center.
Okay.
And there was no recorded incident of road traffic crashes within the city center.
The city center.
Our men were always there because it's our period. We always be on the road all the time to make sure that the roads are safe for everybody to get to their destinations.
We are a witness to that. We saw the presence of your men all over during the festive period. So now we're talking about reckless driving. You know, at what point would you say a driver is driving recklessly?
See, a reckless driving is a serious, is a thing of concern for everybody, because it's not meant for only the driver alone. The passengers,
the passenger has a role to
play. The cyclists, the pedestrians, and the other road users. Because when the driver is reckless in driving, what makes it reckless? Maybe the driver, first of all, is speeding. On the speed, he could not control. He's carrying overloads. He's doing wrongful overtaking. Where you're not supposed to overtake, you overtake. And when the traffic light is asking him to stop, he will zoom and pass. Maybe he's under influence of drugs and alcohol. And you know, especially periods characterized with many people going out, enjoying themselves.
Enjoyment, yes.
And when you enjoy finish, you enter your vehicle, and the intoxication of the alcohol in your system, when you see the road, you see, it's free for me. You move recklessly. And when you are not, when you don't have the control and you are not concentrating in driving, that makes you reckless.
Okay.
And you are disobeying the traffic rules and regulations. When you are not, when you are overtaking wrongfully, when you are carrying overloading, when you are speeding your vehicle excessively, that makes you recklessly. And when you drive to the point that you have to cause trouble to other road users, you become recklessly.
Okay. Okay. What about drivers that just, especially the commercial drivers, that will just park anywhere? They don't obey, I don't know the rules. Will I say the rules? Because there's a bus stop. But you find out that they just park anywhere, either to pick passengers or to offload passengers. And by so doing, especially, let me use Kubwa Express. You see them park, you have like a driver is parked like this, another one is, and at the end of the day, they've entered the road and they don't care.
That is part of reckless driving we're talking about. A driver that when you are supposed to park your vehicle, we advise you, if you want to carry a passenger, there are designated a bus
Bus
stop
stops, yeah.
that you are supposed to stop, carry a passenger. If there is none, you don't even need to park on the main road to carry a passenger.
On the express.
You need to park off the road. The road shoulder are there. Move out of the road, park outside the road and carry a passenger. When you stop on the express road, when you stop on the main road to carry a passenger, you cause a traffic gridlock. One, because you not allow other vehicle to have free access, free flow on the road. And the vehicle that is coming, maybe they have a mechanical deficiency, maybe there's a brake failure and he was trying to mash brake, he will hit you behind and it will cause a crash. And when such thing happen, that's why we said you don't need to park on the main road to carry passengers.
And even
if
when
you must have to park to carry a passenger, park off the road. Don't cause obstruction on the road. Don't obstruct other people's movement and don't cause people.
At the detriment of people's lives.
Yeah, don't cause people life.
Okay.
And
so
we are not relenting in the effort because we are going out and when we see them park. Some of them will just park. We want to see us coming. We just see them trying to enter the road to run away. So we said no. Please, and you see now the present FCT minister has coming out to build some bus stops, designated bus stop. Go to and park, and where there's a bus stop, park and carry your passenger. Nobody will stop you. And when we see you park on the express road or on the road obstructing of free flow of traffic, we'll surely apprehend you.
Okay. I know that there was a time you talked about sensitization, just like what we're discussing now, going about sensitizing, especially the commercial drivers who do not even consider other road users. So is such sensitization still going on now?
We don't relent in effort to do public enlightenment.
Okay.
We go out to do public enlightenment. There's what we call early morning cry.
Okay.
This early morning cry is early morning when a patrol team, before a patrol team set out for traffic for their work, they go to motor parks. It will educate the motorists, the drivers, and the passengers on the proper use of the roads. And we tell them, please don't do this. Don't overload your vehicle. Don't overspeed your vehicle. Don't don't overtake you wrongfully. If you are not a licensed driver, please go and get your driver's license and make sure you are a licensed driver when you enter the road. And we also advise them a lot of things. Use of phone while driving. Don't distract yourself. As a passenger, don't distract your drivers inside the vehicle. So we don't relent on the effort of public enlightenment. We go to motor parks early in the morning to carry out the motor park. Now, the last Operation Zero that just coming to end on the 15th of this month, the topic was the passengers speak out. Your life is important.
Okay.
Avoid reckless driving. And now we tell the passengers speak out because it is when a crash happens, it's only one driver compared to the number of passengers in the vehicle. So when you say driver doing the wrong thing, as a passenger, you need to speak out. Tell the driver, don't do this. Because my life is important. Your life is important. Honestly. The life of other Nigerians are also important. So that is why we don't relent on public enlightenment in the motor park, in the churches, in the mosques, and even in the media and print and social media. We go out, and that is why FRC even come out with mobile apps. In the mobile apps, there are different areas in the mobile apps. It's free of charge. Just go to Google Play Store, download it, and you see a lot of things there. We carry out a lot of this for people to know that this thing you do on the road is wrong. And we even tell them the effect of dangerous driving, reckless driving, because when you are recklessly driving, there are so many things that comes behind. One, if a crash happens, the trauma
you will not be there to tell the story.
If alive, you will tell the story. The trauma, if you are no more there, you will not be there to tell the story of what happened. I will tell you, if you must have to drink, don't drive. And if you have to, try and obey traffic rules and regulations. Most of the crashes we have within the city center is as a result of disobedience to traffic rules and regulations. Most of them does not obey traffic lights. And when you see someone does not obey, the light has given me a right of way to go. And you are supposed to stop for me to go. And you don't want to obey. And you want to go when I'm coming. And that is what causes a lot of accidents on the road. And that is why there was, before the end of the year, before the Operation Zero that we were just going on, the FCT sector commander come out with a special patrol. That's Operation Karara. That's why you see our men everywhere where there's traffic lights. Anybody that big, we go out with even the body worn cameras. So that when you beat traffic light, we apprehend you. You said, oh, I did not beat traffic light. The camera will show you that you beat the traffic light. So those, we are also around to make sure that we stop this in FCT.
Okay. Now, judging from 2024, yes, all that you saw and then all that happens, how well would you say the what would I call it, the road users, how well would you say we did in 2024? How would we evaluate 2024?
We will say they tried their best, but the problem is attitudinal change. We still need people to change their attitudes.
Okay.
We need drivers, the road users, to change their attitude on the road.
Okay.
Because if we don't change our attitude of driving and obeying the traffic rules and regulations, the problem will still continue. No matter how you see our men on the road, okay, trying to do our best. Today we arrest you for disobeying traffic rules and regulations, and we have penalized you, and you paid, and we release your vehicle for you to go. Tomorrow you continue doing that. So that's why we ask people to change their attitude. When you change your attitude, when you consider the road is a shared responsibility, okay, me and you have the right of the way.
Yeah.
So when I am on the road, you have to consider me. I have to give you considerations. So why will I be driving and parking on the main road to carry passengers when I know other people are making use of the road? Why will I drive and see somebody coming, a cyclist, maybe I'm not seeing, I will overtake wrongfully and cause a crash to another person? Okay. It's very wrong. So what we need, or why will I be driving? The seatbelt is there in the vehicle. Yeah, I don't need to go to market to buy seatbelt. The manufacturer provided for it, and I refuse to use it. It's additional change. Okay. It's the phone. Don't distract yourself. Stop making phone. Use your phone while driving. Why don't you park? If you must have to answer the call, or you must have to make the call, park off the road, off the steering, make your call, and then continue your movement. Okay. If we must have to change our attitudes, the FCT will be a very safe place for everybody to drive.
Okay, as we round up now, what are we expecting from Federal Road Safety Corps, the FCT in 2025, briefly?
What we expect people to do is to change attitude, like I said. And we as FRS will not relent in our effort to make sure that we enforce traffic rules and regulations.
Okay.
We must have to make sure that people are now doing what is right on the road. Okay. Because if everybody is doing what is right on the road will be safe for me and you to pass, and we will not lose any life.
Okay.
The life you lost on the road can be the one that will be the president of this country tomorrow. So why would we lose such a life on the road? So we don't want, if a crash must have happened, if any reason that the crash happened, let it be a minor crash that will not take any life. Or if it have to happen, the damage in the vehicles will not be much that will not on our economy, or the tell on the strength, on the stretch, the security apparatus of the country, or the medical facilities of the country. Okay. That is why we tell people, please, this year, FRS is not going to close eyes on any traffic violations. We are going to go out and make sure that we enforce the law to the latter.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, they always say that the word is enough for the wise. Okay, he has said it, that if there has to be any accident on the road, let it not be kind of accident that will lead to death. Okay, definitely there's going to be crashes one or in places, but please, that's what is making this appeal, that please consider other road users, and please don't be reckless on the road. Okay, remember that your life is important. Just as your life is important to them, it's also important to your family and important to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for always coming to sensitize and also enlighten our viewers on.
That is what the government pay us to do, and we must make sure that we do the work.
We do the work. All right, so please say no to reckless driving. All right, the program is still Good Morning Abuja. Let's go on this break, and when we come back, the program continues. Don't go anywhere.